Hi, this is Sha Nacino. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time to visit my vlog, please hit the subscribe button or the bell notification button so you'll get updated every time I release new videos on book writing, public speaking, or anything inspiring. Today, I'm so excited to share with you one of the most precious interviews I've ever done in my entire life. And this was the interview I did with Brother Bo Sanchez, my mentor, way back in June 2013. So I'll be sharing with you part 1 of that interview. If this is your first time to hear about my financial journey, I used to be an employee for 9 years. And in my first year as an employee, I got buried in credit card debts. I had no savings, I had no investments. And at that time, I was sick and tired of my job. I wanted to quit my job, but I couldn't because I had messy finances. But fast forward to today, I'm so grateful because I invested in my financial education, and now I'm doing a business and work that I don't even consider work, and I love what I do, and also my finances are now in order. One of the most influential people in my life when it comes to my financial journey was my mentor, Brother Bo Sanchez. And I remember my first few encounters with him was when I read his book, My Maid Invests in the Stock Market. So I read his book, My Maid Invests in the Stock Market, and I was so surprised. Wow, a maid can invest in the stock market. I thought investing in the stock market was only for the rich, was only for people who had hundreds of thousands of money to invest. But because his maid invests in the stock market, I also wanted to learn how to invest in the stock market, and I wanted to learn from no less than Brother Bo Sanchez. So I joined his Truly Rich Club, and that's how he mentored me on how to invest in the stock market. And I remember in 2010, I bought shares of Ayala Land, Jollibee, and Meralco, and I forgot about it. And then in 2011, my friend told me, "Sha, let's go to Spain. Let's attend the World Youth Day in Spain." And so I asked her how much is the money that we would need for us to be able to travel to Spain. She gave me an amount. I checked my savings and it was not enough. Then I remembered, I have investments in the stock market. And so I sold my stocks, and it so happened that in just 1 year, my stocks grew by 20%. And my stocks helped me make my dream of going to Europe come true. So we ate gelato in Rome, we roamed the streets of Madrid, and everything was almost perfect except for one thing. We didn't see Piola in Milan. But that was okay. Okay, that's a joke. You can laugh. Alright, so anyway, back to Brother Bo Sanchez. I'm so grateful that I met Brother Bo Sanchez because he helped me in my financial journey. And that's the reason why I decided to sit down with him and interview him and share this interview with you. So the interview was done way back in June 2013, and in this video, I'm going to share with you part 1 of that interview. Alright? So by the way, Brother Bo Sanchez himself used to be very poor. He was a poor missionary, and there even came a point wherein he couldn't even buy himself a donut. So that was how poor he was. But he always had this desire to help the poor, and so there was a shift in his mindset. Before, he just wanted to be poor and be with the poor, but then because he wanted to help the poor, he decided to invest in his financial education as well. And now he is a truly rich person, truly rich missionary, and nothing has changed in terms of his heart. He still remains the generous person that he was, and the only difference is that now he can give more to the poor. In fact, he donates bulk of his income to the poor. So I hope this interview will inspire you. If right now you have messy finances, if right now you have problems when it comes to money, you have problems when it comes to making both ends meet, I hope this interview can inspire you. So again, this is part 1 of the interview, and enjoy the interview. Thank you for granting this interview.
It's my privilege to be here. Thank you, Sha, for inviting me.
I prepared lots of questions for you, Brother Bo.
Great.
These are not just my questions, but also the questions I gathered from friends.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So, Brother Bo, I did my research, and I learned that you used to be a poor missionary for 20 years. 2 decades.
Right. That is right.
Okay. You lived with the poor, you dined with the poor, and you served the poor. Today, you're still a missionary, right?
Yes.
But the difference is that from being a poor missionary, you're now a truly rich missionary. So what inspired you to shift from being poor to becoming truly rich?
Yeah. Well, I believe, the reason why I was poor as a missionary, because I thought that was the only way of becoming a missionary. I thought that I was reading the life story of Saint Francis. He was a beggar and he lived a very simple life, lived in the streets, and that was my goal. My goal in life was to be like Saint Francis
Okay.
and to retire as a poor man, as a beggar in the streets. And there, I said to myself, that's what I wanted to do. But along the way, it became more and more difficult and more challenging because I really wanted to help the poor.
Yeah.
But how could I help the poor if I didn't know anything about money, didn't know
Yes.
anything about business, didn't know about how to earn money? So I said there must be something wrong with what I was doing. I still believe that the vow of poverty is a special call
Okay.
for a very select group of people. I believe in that.
Alright.
But I think for most of us, 99% of us, God calls us to use our talents, our gifts, and our education, our intelligence, our knowledge to be able to earn money and to be able to multiply that money so that we can help other people.
How did you do it, Brother Bo? How did you go from being poor to becoming truly rich? Because now I know you have businesses,
Yes,
you have investments in the stock market, in
Yes.
real estate.
yes.
So how was the shift?
Well, it wasn't easy because people couldn't understand.
Yeah.
So at least there were some people who were criticizing me and they were saying, there's something wrong with Bo. He's mixing money with God. But I plodded on, and it was a I think I lacked models.
Okay.
They were difficult. It was difficult to look for a model. Somebody who's a missionary, but who's a millionaire missionary who would help the poor with his financial knowledge. But what I did was I just plodded on and I started one business, and then that failed, kept on. I said to myself, maybe this is a learning curve that I have to go through.
Okay.
But after a few more businesses, I started hitting my stride
Okay.
and started learning how to do it. And
Okay.
then with that knowledge, I started sharing to other people.
Wow, that's good. So you started businesses and you failed?
Yes.
You learned from those failures?
Yes. 10 businesses.
Wow. 10 failed businesses?
Yes.
Wow. So was there ever a time, Brother Bo, that you wanted to give up?
There were many times that it was very discouraging.
Mhm.
Like when I lost money in a business.
Yes.
And I would pray and I'd ask God, Lord, am I really doing what you want me to do?
Okay.
Because losing money, losing my dignity, looking at one business failure after another business failure, I really began to have doubts.
Yes.
And of course, there was the criticism from people
Right.
saying, oh, you're now preaching another gospel.
Okay.
You're an instrument of the devil
Mhm.
because you're now telling people to become rich, and so that was very those were difficult times. It never reached that point where I give up.
Okay.
I don't
Yes.
think I ever reached that point.
Yeah.
Because of my faith, because I had a bunch of supportive people who said, "Bo, you're in the right track,"
Okay.
But yes, there were many discouraging nights.
So that's normal, Brother Bo.
Yes.
When you want to be successful, you have to go
Yes.
through failures and
Oh, absolutely.
discouragements. And that's okay, right?
That is wonderful.
Just
That is
don't-
okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Alright. Brother Bo, if you were to summarize the 3 things that help you grow your finances and achieve financial freedom,
Yeah.
what are those 3 things? Okay.
I think mindset is number 1.
Okay.
That you've got to change your mindset, change your paradigm. I believe that being poor was pleasing to God, and that being rich was something unpleasing to God.
Okay.
And I had to change that whole mindset. My mindset before was rich people are thieves, rich people are bad people. I had to change that, and I had to change my notion of serving the poor. That it's not just being with the poor and being poor so that you can serve the poor. I had to just change all that. I was telling myself, if that's the way to love the poor, then I'm trapping them in poverty. And
Yes.
so there's got to be another way. So mindset is very important. If people want to be successful, they've got to change their mindset. The way to do that
Yeah.
is through number 2, models,
Okay.
mentors.
Right.
Being able to find, for example, I found entrepreneurs
Yeah.
with big hearts for God and for the poor. And I said to myself, wow, not all rich people are bad people. They
Yes.
love God, they serve God. And in fact, what I noticed was I met some very, very successful business people who loved the poor more than I did. And that shocked me. I said, wow. And so there, I just began to change my whole mindset. So mentors are very important because this was a whole new ball game for me.
Yeah.
I knew how to preach. I knew what the Bible was, and I knew church doctrine, but I didn't know anything about the stock market. Didn't know anything about how to put up a business. Didn't know anything about income and profit and marketing. So I had to be humble. I had to be teachable, and I had to get these mentors. The third thing is execution.
Okay.
I've got to be someone who was committed to okay, I'm learning and I'm changing my mindset, but at the end of the day, I've got to be the one who should say, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Jump in and be willing to fail, be willing to go through more failures, because the most successful people in the world are those with the most failure.
And Brother Bo, I hear this a lot. I hear this from employees, and they would say, I will put up my own business when I resign from work and I get my retirement pay. There's a common notion that one of the most important factors of putting up a business is money. That once you have the money, okay, you can put up a business. But if you don't have the money, you can't put up a business. What can you say about it, Brother Bo?
No. Money is not the thing of a business. A business comes from a passion. It comes from the willingness to try this passion that you have and turn it into a profit, and be willing to go through the difficulty and the trials because you're passionate about it, because you want to serve a customer, you want to serve a group of people with what God has given to you.
Yes.
And it may, if you don't have money, I think it's a great place to be.
Really?
Because I think the worst thing is you've got the money.
Okay.
And I want to put up a business. I've got money.
Yes.
That's it. That's a worst thing worst place that you can ever become. Be because what happens is that you spend the money.
Right.
And you think that's the puhunan.
Yes.
But no, I really believe the puhunan is the hard work. The puhunan is your willingness to try, your willingness to be teachable, looking for a mentor. So if you don't have money, you'll be forced to start small, which is great. I always believe to dream big, start small. The people who have money, they're tempted to start big. And what happens is that they fail big. So you don't want that. You want to start small because you know that you'll be failing at this first few instances anyway. So you can put your little money, which is great. And then learn from there.
The main.
No.
It's not the main.
No.
It's really the passion and your determination, hard work.
And it's a combination of passion and gifting. There are people who are passionate about something that they're not gifted in. but they can learn, of course, because of the passion. They'll learn and they'll increase in their gifting.
Yes.
But I like it when a would-be entrepreneur comes up to me and says, I'm passionate about this, and you know what? I'm very good in it also, except that it's not my business. I'm making someone else rich, but I'm already good in that thing. And I say that's a winning combination.
So it should be passion plus the gift.
Yeah, I call it the potential.
Potential.
So it's easy to remember.
Yeah.
You've got a passion, you've got a potential, and then you've got profit.
To succeed in business and to succeed financially, how important really is financial education?
It's the whole world.
Really?
You cannot give what you don't have.
Okay.
I mean, how can you? It's the thing that you should do. And in fact, before you start your business, you've got to just absorb. And that's what I did before I started my businesses. I just had to read, and I had to go attend seminars and listen to audio talks. I just filled my mind with got a list of mentors, interviewed them, and then when I failed, I would go back to my mentors and say, what did I do wrong, and so on. So financial education is the thing.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please click the like button so YouTube can also share this and show this to more people, and more people will be blessed. If you would also like to share this video via your social media accounts, please feel free to do so, okay? So let's keep spreading this message and let's bless more people. And if you would like to get Brother Bo Sanchez as your mentor through the Truly Rich Club, just click the link in the description below. The link is seminarphilippines.com/TRC, alright? So I'll see you in my next video. God bless you!